You betrayed Graven Ash, the Legion, and our northern countrymen. As far as I'm concerned, you are a traitor to this campaign. It is not the job of archons or soldiers to pander to every legal clerk who strolls through camp. Tunon dispatched you to the tiers with a mission, and you failed. Let us be clear on one point. You have my blade, but my heart belongs to Ash and the North. I am a weapon bound to you only by duty. Nothing more.
So, the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored are at each other's throats. Can't say I didn't see that coming, but the Archons might have waited until one war was over before they started another. Claiming Vendrian's Well and kicking everyone out? It took brass balls the size of the Gates of Judgment, but I don't fault you. If the siege was really that badly mismanaged, then I don't see that you had any other choice. It'll make you more enemies than friends in the long run, but friends are overrated. Who can say? War is all about compromising your morals, deciding who lives and dies. What seems like a mistake turns into your greatest call down the road. I'll say this much, our time together is anything but dull. My blades are yours for as long as you'll have me.
At least in theory, I'm supposed to be observing history and not getting myself wrapped into it. All the same, this is the thrill of a lifetime. Rarely does one stand so close to monumental moments in the making. You've made a lot of enemies during the Battle of Vendrian's Well. If the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus stop fighting each other, one or both might get the notion to crush you underfoot. There is hardly any opposition to Kairos left in the tiers, yet this civil war forestalls any formal close to this conquest. I can't imagine the Overlord is amused by these recent events. During my time as a chorus prisoner, I heard many warriors speak of Tunon's dilemma. Most conscripts believe the Archon of Justice must and will nominate the Greater General to rule at the end of the war. Whatever you do next, consider that many eyes will be upon you, for you have both delivered and taken away the Overlord's edicts, and few will know how to make sense of the latter. You are an exception the Archons cannot afford to ignore. They will likely aim to control or destroy you. Most of Kairos' edicts were either worded to end in a manner of the Overlord's choosing, or the edicts have simply continued in perpetuity. That's not to say there haven't been stories of broken edicts. They're just uncommon. The oldest is, I think, Golbraith and the Edict of Sorrows, and that tale dates back to around the year 110. Aside from you, the most recent was the Edict of Twisting Grasses, back in 380. In all these stories, Kairos' edict very clearly gives its victim a single way to escape, and someone manages it. What's never happened is the pure abatement of an edict, like using a spell of warding or cancellation.
Salutations, Fatebinder. Or should I now call you Lord of Vendrian's Well? The Spire King? Prince of the suggestive vertical slab. So if I might ask, what is your plan now? The edict no longer looms overhead, and Kairos' conquest of the tiers seems to be slipping, what with the armies and civil war. My first suggestion would be to build a boat, something durable, and take our chances on the high seas far from Kairos. I have a second and more practical suggestion. Look to the horizon and slightly up. By that I mean the other spires. We should see what's atop the others. Otherwise, someone else might look first. Not nearly enough, apparently. To me, they've always been axioms of navigation. You can triangulate a lot of things with the sextant and a clear view to a spire or two. We've long known the spires radiate strong magical fields, and all save the mountain spire connect to the old walls. So it's the sort of thing common folk know from afar, but avoid day to day. I've fought the disfavored and know all too well their skill and tenacity. Destroying the disfavored, though. Where to start? Killing Graven Ash would of course be the goal, but he's a mighty warrior in his own right, and he's never far from his legion. We could try to counsel with the enemy of our enemy. No doubt the voices of Nerat would be eager to destroy Graven Ash, but I'm not sure if consorting with the Archon of Secrets is wise. I would counsel you to do just that. I'm sure the events of Vendrian's Well are best explained from your mouth to Tunon's ears. Furthermore, I'd guess the Archon of Justice would want to know your take on the Archons and their divide. I see. I'm sure there's little I can do to persuade you otherwise. Just consider that the people of the Tiers will someday bow to Kairos. Why not have them bow to you instead? Well, short of Tunon giving you orders on pain of death, you have the luxury of acting on your own volition. Though the disfavored are likely to come for you. Whatever you decide, I'm at your disposal. And I am thankful to not be a bloody pile of offal in Vendrian's Well. Life under your banner will, I'm sure, prove most interesting.